Hi, this is Brad. Welcome back to Craft Stick Crafts. So I have a bunch of things to show you. What we have here is our setup for drawing. So whenever we glue up small parts or we're bending small parts with craft sticks, craftstickbending.com, we put it in this little fan area that dries it real quick. Heat doesn't dry it as much as moving air. So we just keep that going all the time. This is our shop area. What I wanted to show you is when you're doing craft stick crafts, craft stick bending, you might have to come up with some unique tools of your own. This happens to be a stir spoon. However, we like to use it for a sanding tool. So we glued some really rough sandpaper, and so we can get into really tight spots and carve things round. And then the spoon part, we like that curve because we can get right in there and curve and sand a curve into our square wood. And then just the opposite out here. This happens to be a necklace. We've got several of those things I worked on. This is kind of the workshop area, things that we're in the middle of or abandoned a little bit. Here is some wagon tops. I'm going to make some wagons. There's another wagon top. Distracted there. So what we do with the sandpaper theme is we either use spray adhesive and then wrap sandpaper on there so we can get some good sanding going on. Craft stick bending. Get that out of the way. And then we use a lot of the paint sticks for the same thing. We put different kinds of quality and grit of sandpaper on some paint sticks, so when we need to do some serious sanding, we can get in there and do it the right way. This is just a form board. We formed some laminate pieces of laminate around, and we made a ruler out of a yardstick, thinking outside the box. Reason why I like this one is often a yardstick has the starts 136 on this side, and then it starts at the other end and works back this way from 1 to 36 this way. But this particular one, they ran 1 to 36 both ways. And the other reason I like this one, it's also not in meters. I'm an inch guy, so I love the inch theme. We're going to, this is a little stable I made for like a Breyer horse type of thing. We're going to use it for a craft stick burning house theme. It's kind of an old one I made, but I wanted to show you how to cut in a Dremel window. And see, I'll use, if you don't know what I'm building here and seen the other videos, this is the upside down Space Needle. Sometimes you want to turn things upside down to get some good gluing going on. See, like right there. Because sometimes if you had it right side up, the glue might run out. So you might want to turn your project upside down so that the glue fills into the void and doesn't run out. So this is a Dremel, obviously. This tool here is a small cutting blade, not necessarily provided by Dremel, but by one of Dremel's competitors. But it still works and does the charm. And what we did for windows is we want an upper trim, an upper trim and a lower trim when we cut out, that these siding pieces don't fall over. And often we use, see the imperfections of the regular craft stick you'd buy. Most often are rejected sticks from the Popsicle production line of Popsicle. And these imperfections won't allow you to bend a stick very well. That's where they'll snap, crackle, and pop. And so we use them for other things. So let me show you how to do this. So we're going to make a picture window, and I'll start at the top. I'll go all the way across. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm going to blow up in my face. Okay, and then just the same at the bottom. You will indeed hurt yourself if you touch this. I've done this before, so it might look a little easier than it really is. But it's a lot safer than running a real saw or a little jigsaw in there. And it does what it's supposed to do. Once the window is cut out, you can get in here and clean it up. They also have sandpaper that is a little sanding wheel that you can get in there and grind and sand. But in this particular case, what we'll probably do is just use one of our sanding sticks to get in there. That one's pretty fine. To get in there and sand this down smooth on either side. Like I said, the upper and lower trim allows it to stay intact. We did have some lower trim in here. See if I can get you looking through the window there. We did have some lower trim here that was stabilizing this lower siding already. But the upper one, these were pretty short. So that's kind of the tip of the day. Oh yeah, and this, what I like about this little stable is that we made a roof track. So the roof retracts forward and back. But this guy is going to be part of our craft stick house fire video. So keep an eye on that. We're going to set it ablaze. Thanks. Stay in the loop, subscribe, and we'll give you more tips later. Bye.